Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of TEPSA Presents, our Member Spotlight series. My name is Todd Nesloni. I'm the Director of Culture and Strategic Leadership here at the Texas Elementary Principals and Supervisors Association. We are thrilled to bring you a new member every week, and I am so excited for you all to get to know a little bit more our member this week, which, if you've been paying attention to anything, you should recognize her face or her name, because she's kind of the TEPSA state president right now. But we have Miss Lorena on with us. Lorena, tell everybody a little bit about who you are.
Thank you so much, Todd. It is truly an honor to represent TEPSA as the state president this year. It's been an amazing journey, and your leadership and efforts on behalf of TEPSA, Todd, are also to be commended because you're really helping us get the word out there about all the wonderful things that TEPSA does for our Texas school leaders. And so about me, I guess I'll go in reverse. Currently, I'm the community engagement coordinator in Spring ISD. This is my second year in that role. Prior to that, I was principal for 6 years and 7 years as an assistant principal all at Bear Creek Elementary and Katy ISD. And then prior to those 13 years, I was a teacher for 10 years in Spring Branch ISD. And so that's kind of my career path. I have 2 kids. My daughter Isabella's 13. My son Mark just turned 9. And they keep us very, very busy. My husband Mike and I will celebrate 16 years of wedded bliss this coming summer. So it's been an amazing journey. So blessed to have served this past year. Currently still serving as TEPSA president. Can't wait to be at the Kalahari Resort with everyone June 8th through 10th. It's going to be phenomenal. We were just in Austin this past weekend planning and getting all the nitty-gritty details behind the scenes work done so that we have an amazing experience for everybody joining us.
I love it. Well, if anybody hasn't met Lorena, she is amazing. So I knew we had to get her on one of these episodes. But Lorena, when we do these member spotlights, I love to kind of think about the path that you took. And so obviously at some point during your teaching career, you knew that a leadership role might be something you wanted to step into. How did that happen for you? Did somebody bring something up? Did you just have an itch? What was your path?
Sure. So I studied elementary education and cognitive studies at Vanderbilt University Peabody College. And I could remember my professors telling me, Lorena, look, you have a lot of leadership qualities about you, and they're going to try to push you out of the classroom way before it's too, before your time, before it's going to be too soon when they start telling you these things. So just kind of say thank you very much and just be on your merry way and in your classroom because that foundational classroom experience is so important. And I'm glad I did resist up until, I guess it was my fifth year of teaching. My principal said, go to this little orientation here about this educational administration program. You need to get your doctorate in administration. And I'm like, no, resist the voice. There it is. But thank God I listened because Barbara Hadley, one of my principal mentors, encouraged me. And that's how I met Belinda Neal. We were roommates because of the Baylor doctor program and the Scholars of Practice, and met leaders from all around the state. We have several superintendents from that program and all leaders. And so really networked and learned a ton through that program. But when I was in it, there was 28 of us and only 4 of us were still practicing teachers. The rest of the 24 were administrators already. And many of them would say, when are you going to put your name in the hat for assistant principalships? But in the same breath, they would say, I could have probably used a few more years in the classroom. And so I was not in a hurry to get out of the classroom. I loved teaching. And so I'm grateful for the 10 years of classroom experience that I did get. But, of course, we want people who want to grow. And so I always only hired assistant principals who wanted to be principals, and always had an aspiring administrator group at my school for teachers who were interested in being a assistant principal or a principal or a counselor or other positions in education. Because that's the beauty of our career, is that there's so many ways you can go. in terms of utilizing your teaching foundation for lots of different career paths as educational leaders.
That's right. Well, I love that journey so much. And I love what you said too about always looking people who are wanting to grow. Because I remember one of my favorite principals I ever worked under. She said, if I'm doing my job correctly, you are going to be the most marketable person out there because everybody will want to steal you from me because I'm doing my job correctly and growing you. So I love that. Lorena, like we said, you are the current TEPSA state president. Tell me what has been something that you have loved about being the TEPSA president. Now, I know there's going to be lots of stuff that you've loved, but if you were to just think of one experience or one activity or something you've been able to do that you're just really proud of or you've really enjoyed.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just about the people. Both the TEPSA staff, even though there's very few of you on staff, y'all are incredible people, each one individually and collectively. It's a powerhouse to be reckoned with. People can never get over what? There's only 13 or whatever it is. It's a very small number of employees in all of TEPSA. Yep, that's correct. And the people on executive committee that are leaders all over the state who are making their mark in education and have learned so much from each of them. Hopefully they've learned something along the way from me as well in my journey, but it's just really, as life goes, all about relationships, and have valued each and every one of those relationships with both my executive committee members, the board, of course, of TEPSA, our standing committee representatives, and the board's presidents from all around the state. Just incredible people that I've gotten to meet on my journey on TEPSA, and of course the TEPSA staff. So I don't think there's one particular experience. They've all been great, but for sure it's the people that keep me coming back.
I love it. Well, Lorena, anytime we do these episodes, we love for our member spotlight guest to leave something for those who are listening, whether it's a favorite memory, a tool, a tip, a lesson learned. What are you going to leave for our members today?
Well, as I was thinking about that, because I love watching these and my colleagues around the state, it's just really about that pearl of wisdom that I learned a long time ago. And I kind of alluded to it just now. It's that those relationships. People don't care how much you know. That old adage is very true until they know how much you care. And so invest in your people. Don't forget that, yes, we're all about the kids and we're all about making sure every single one of our students is successful. That's why we're all there. Otherwise, none of us would have a job in education, right? It's for them that we exist. But take time to get to know your people. One of the best non-negotiables that I had on my campus as a principal was don't be afraid to have those crucial conversations. Problems don't just get solved without working through them and talking through them. And so if I have a problem with Todd Neslony, I'm not going to go to Harley Eckhart and talk about it. To Harley, I'm going to talk to Todd directly. Don't triangulate. Keep problems between people, and that's the way we were able to stay free of having to do a whole lot of conflict resolution, because we just resolved it mano a mano, person to person, right? Without having to bring other people who have nothing to do with the problem into it. So take time to have those crucial conversations.
I love it. Well, Lorena, thank you so much for being our member spotlight today. And everybody, you can meet Lorena Zertuche in person and hang out with her at our TEPSA Summer Conference this summer, June 8th through 10th at the Kalahari Resort in Round Rock, Texas. You won't want to miss it. We hope to see you there. Lorena, thank you so much. Have a great evening. And everybody, we'll see you next week with an all-new member spotlight.
Thank you.